Hello, I have returned. It's been about a month or so since my last video. As some of you know, my son was born on March 25th, so hands been a little full, been a little busy. But he's finally sort of sleeping through the whole night, so thought it'd be time to do a quick little video here to show you what I've been up to. Still been collecting some games, some systems, and got a couple of neat things that I wanted to show to you guys. You can probably see on my shelf back here that I went to a flea market recently and picked up a PlayStation 1, which I never actually owned one before. Picked one up for $10 with all the cords. Works fine. The eject button sticks a little bit for the disc lid, but for $10 can't really beat that. One of the other things that I've picked up recently was another system I didn't own at the time. Got myself a Sega Game Gear. And the nice thing about that is when you get a Sega Game Gear, you also get a Sega Master System built in, since internally they're pretty much the same hardware-wise. Got the same little two buttons, start button, and you can get a nice little converter that I have on the back of mine here. You take your Sega Master System games, just put them right in, stop in, and now you have a portable Sega Master System, so you get yourself two consoles for the price of one. And as you can see, I'm quickly running out of shelf space, so anytime I can get myself an extra console without having to put it somewhere, I'm all for that. But the big prize that I got recently is something that I've been searching for a long time. It's hard to find, and I found it on a site that I go to, rfgeneration.com. I actually use that as the collection point for all my systems and my games. It's like a database. You can put all your whole collection together, basically, what you want to trade for, what you currently have. You also have a message board there, and on that message board there's people who are buying and selling and trading things. And one of the folks on there was trading some of his old systems, which allowed me to pick up something I've been looking for a very long time, the somewhat hard to find Nintendo top loader NES2, you want to call it. This came out in 1993, pretty much the last year that the NES was a current system, if you will. The Super Nintendo had already been out, and obviously the days were numbered for the regular Nintendo, but to give it one last gasp of life, they redesigned it, made it look more like Super Nintendo top loader, the famous dog bone style controller to make it look like an NES controller. These were only made for about a year, because who was buying a Nintendo in 1994, They're actually somewhat sought after by collectors, because the top loading mechanism here is a lot less resistant to dust. Your typical front loading toaster style Nintendos, after a while reinsert the cartridge, the dust collected, would wear out. You have to replace the pins, which isn't necessarily difficult, but you have to take the whole system apart, and a lot of people don't like to get their hands dirty with the nuts and bolts of taking things apart. So this was a good way to get a Nintendo with a lot of the fuss removed, worrying about the repair and the update. And it's actually surprisingly small too. When I first got this, it was in a regular sized priority shipping box, and I'm thinking, did this get smashed in delivery or something? But no, it's just a lot tinier than I remembered. Another interesting thing too is that you can see the connectors here. It's only got RF out, which seems odd because the Nintendo we all know and love has the option for AV out, but apparently there is a problem with a lot of the AV out, the processor, if you will, the graphics capabilities of that. A lot of them were not that great, sometimes with a high defect rate. I personally never noticed it on mine. I still have, you can see it on my shelf back here, my original Nintendo. That's the one I had when I was little. Still works, but apparently it doesn't have the problem that a lot of them do, where if you use the AV out on it, you get black lines through the picture. I've never seen it on mine, like I said, but I guess it was a big enough of a problem when they redesigned the Nintendo. They actually took that out. But yeah, it was a nice thing to pick up. I don't usually mention how much I paid for things because who cares, but I actually scored this for $65, shipping included, and if you search for these on eBay, they could easily go for twice that, at least $80, $90 for the unboxed version. So it's a neat little pickup, a little bit of history that I've been looking for a long time. But that's basically what I've been up to. You know, getting games here and there, nothing too spectacular, just going through the bargain bin. You know, got a bulk buy on Sega CD games on eBay. Nothing really too spectacular, but just trying to add a little bit more to the collection. And was able to pick up some import games. Got Fighting Vipers for the Saturn, which is awesome just because it's the version that includes the hidden character Pepsi Man, who was the mascot in Japan for Pepsi. For those of you who remember the TV show Greatest American Hero, about the guy who found a magic, you know, superhero costume that basically turned him into a bumbling superhero. Kind of imagine that, only more Pepsi themed, and that's pretty much what Pepsi Man was. He's actually a good character in the game, but just a little bit of you know, video game trivia, if you will, or fun thing to have. Plus, it's really easy to play import games on the Saturn. You just have to get a Pro Action Replay or memory card thing, which is good to have because a lot of games you need or work better with the memory card anyway. So if you get one that lets you play import games, it's always a bonus. And pretty much the only other real big pickup that I got is getting the 3-in-1 cart here. This is Pong, Asteroids, and Yours Revenge. 3 really excellent Atari 2600 games on one Game Boy Advance cartridge. Amazingly enough, with Target, I believe. No, it was Kmart. It was Kmart that was getting rid of old stuff. One of those box of, you know, everything must go discount games, which normally were the Wii and the DS and the PlayStation portable games go to die. And I guess they must have been digging up the warehouse and found some old Game Boy Advance games. Got that for like $4, so can't beat that. So just wanted to kind of wrap this up and just let you guys know I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. So a little teaser for my next video. A friend of mine mentioned I should do a little video on an issue that's been kind of all a buzz in the gaming world, about the concept of the next generation of consoles doing away with, or attempting to do away with, the concept of used games. Basically, both Sony and Microsoft have floated the idea that perhaps their new consoles will have some sort of lockout or software that will only allow things to be played basically one time, as far as like you put in like code, and you know, if you buy a game used, you have to like purchase a new code to play, not just online but just in general. Needless to say, I certainly have some opinions on that, so that'll be something to look out for soon. But for now, I will leave you with that, and I will see you guys around.